Hello and welcome to The Journey We Travel. There are chapters listed at the bottom of this video description, so if you'd like to get to a specific spot in this video, simply click on the chapter section below. In this video, we have compiled a comprehensive list of 10 affordable travel destinations that you should consider visiting or living in across the globe. We have evaluated these places based on their average cost of living. We will be providing you with detailed insights into monthly prices for rent and dining out to help you make an informed decision. You might be surprised to learn about some of these countries, as they may not have been on your radar before, but they are definitely worth your attention. While the safety level varies from country to country, we understand that ultimately comes down to your personal preference and comfort level to explore these destinations. Some of these countries on the list have a thriving international community, which could be an essential factor for travelers or expats. It is always advisable to do some research and gather more information before making any final decision. Keep in mind that every country has its pros and cons. It's essential to prioritize your preferences while making a choice. We hope this video will help you in your journey of discovering new and exciting places to explore. Starting off with our number 10, Santiago, Chile. Chile is a country located in western South America. Santiago is the capital of Chile. Tourists are attracted to Chile for its unique landscapes and culture. The cost of living in Chile is higher in comparison to Argentina, Mexico, and Colombia. The level of crime rate in Santiago is currently high. For you wine lovers, Chile offers a variety of wine flavors, offering some of the world's best wine. Some of the most famous wines produced in Chile are Chardonnay, Merlot, and Sauvignon Blanc. Chile exports around 834 million liters of wine around the world per year. Chile is a great place full of adventure for you to discover, from tropical islands, volcanoes, glaciers, mountains, deserts, and urban cities, all within the same country, waiting for you to explore. A single person's estimated monthly cost without rent in Santiago is as follows. A meal at an inexpensive restaurant will cost you the following. A one-bedroom apartment per month in the city center of Santiago would cost you roughly A one-bedroom apartment per month outside of the center of Santiago would cost you roughly Santiago, Chile is 33.9% less expensive than Toronto without rent. Rent in Santiago is on average 70.6% lower than in Toronto. Moving on to our number 9. Riga, Latvia. Latvia is a country on the Baltic Sea between Lithuania and Estonia. Riga is the capital of Latvia, offering a very peaceful lifestyle. Latvia is well known for its beautiful coastline along the Baltic Sea. Cabbage, beets, pork products, peas, potatoes, wheat, and oats are traditional Latvian food. Latvia has the 5th fastest internet speed in the world, ranking between Hong Kong and the Netherlands, which makes it a great location for digital nomads. The crime rate in Riga, Latvia is low. The cost of living in Latvia is very attractive compared to other European countries. A single person's estimated monthly costs without rent are as follows. A meal at an inexpensive restaurant will cost you the following. A one-bedroom apartment per month in the city center would cost you roughly the following. A one-bedroom apartment per month outside of the center would cost you roughly the following. Riga is 23.9% less expensive than Toronto without rent. Rent in Riga is on average 74.2% lower than in Toronto. Moving on to number 8. Port Louis, Mauritius. Mauritius, officially the Republic of Mauritius, is an island country in the Indian Ocean. It is known for its reefs, lagoons, and beaches. The capital of Mauritius is Port Louis. There is plenty to explore and do here. From hiking trails, rainforests, waterfalls, and wildlife, such as the flying fox. Mauritius is considered part of Africa geographically and is one of the wealthiest countries in Africa. The level of crime rate is moderate. A single person's estimated monthly costs without rent are as follows. A meal at an inexpensive restaurant will cost you the following. A one-bedroom apartment per month in the city center would cost you roughly the following. A one-bedroom apartment per month outside of the center would cost you roughly. Port Louis is 41.3% less expensive than Toronto without rent. Rent in Port Louis is on average 71.6% lower than in Toronto. In number 7 we have Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Cambodia is a Southeast Asian nation. Phnom Penh is the capital of Cambodia. Cambodia is famous for lush natural attractions, nice beaches, and delicious food. The population is 16.7 million. It is one of the cheapest countries in Southeast Asia. Tourists that visit this country enjoy the Buddhist temples, white sand beaches, lush nature, food, and welcoming people. The level of crime rate is said to be moderate. A single person's estimated monthly costs without rent are as follows. A meal at an inexpensive restaurant will cost you the following. A one-bedroom apartment per month in the city center would cost you roughly the following. A one-bedroom apartment per month outside of the center would cost you roughly the following. There are lots of live music scenes throughout and lively nightlife. Phnom Penh is 40% less expensive than Toronto without rent. Rent in Phnom Penh is on average 71.6% lower than in Toronto. Number 6, Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Mostar is a city in southern Bosnia and Herzegovina. The town of Mostar is one of Bosnia and Herzegovina's most popular destinations. With old stone buildings and cobblestone streets, Stari Most, the old bridge, is what brings many visitors here. Stari Most is also known as Mostar Bridge. The bridge is a symbol of reconciliation, the coexistence of diverse cultural, ethnic, and religious communities, and international cooperation. On the streets, you'll find souvenir shops and cafes. The level of crime is said to be low. A single person's estimated monthly costs without rent are as follows. A meal at an inexpensive restaurant will cost you the following. A one-bedroom apartment per month in the city center would cost you roughly. A one-bedroom per month outside the city center would cost you roughly. Mostar is 46.6% less expensive than Toronto without rent. Rent in Mostar is on average 88.3% lower than in Toronto. Number 5, Dominica. Dominica is officially the Commonwealth of Dominica. It is an island country in the Caribbean. Many people get this country mixed up with the Dominican Republic, but that's a different country altogether. Dominica is a hidden gem that does not get talked about a lot. They have tropical rainforests and hot springs. Dominica's cost of living is low and does not exceed approximately $700 a month per person. Dominica is considered to be one of the poorest of the Caribbean countries. Its economy is dependent on agriculture, which gets destroyed by the occasional hurricanes. It has been nicknamed the Nature Island of the Caribbean for its natural environment. The level of crime rate in Dominica is said to be low. It has become popular over the years for tourists who enjoy free diving, snorkeling, and scuba diving. Scott's Head and Champagne Beach are great for those water activities. Popular food to eat is callaloo soup, fresh fruits, sorrel punch, codfish sandwich, and local rum. English is the official language of Dominica, so communication will be fine if you intend on visiting this country. Dominican Creole French is also spoken. Even though there is a low cost of living, housing, and service, food is expensive due to the island having to import a lot of the food. Number 4. Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Dar es Salaam is the largest city and financial hub of Tanzania. The population is over 6 million. It is one of the fastest growing cities in the world. The level of crime rate is said to be high, but the problem of violent crimes such as assault and armed robbery is moderate. But as with any major city, there will always be crime. Individuals taking their chance to rob and steal from you. You need to be vigilant anywhere you travel to. It's best to practice caution and exercise general safety measures. With the chance to experience the world's most popular safari destinations. That just might be reason enough to want to go and explore this country. Many times people ask, what's the difference between Dar es Salaam and Zanzibar? Dar es Salaam is a very busy city with a mixture of traditional and modern cultures, while Zanzibar is an island located off the coast of Tanzania. It is well known for its unique culture, immaculate beaches, and rich history. A single person's estimated monthly costs without rent are: a meal at an inexpensive restaurant will cost you a one-bedroom apartment per month in the city center would cost you roughly a one-bedroom apartment per month outside of the city center would cost you roughly. Dar es Salaam is 59.9% less expensive than Toronto without rent. Rent in Dar es Salaam is on average 76.9% lower than in Toronto. Number 3. Colombo, Sri Lanka. Even though in 2022 Sri Lanka went through frequent, sometimes violent protests, there are still many great reasons to visit this country if you're willing to do so. The cost of living is low, the climate is warm, and the currency exchange rate definitely plays into your favor. Colombo has a population of 5.6 million people within the municipality. It is a financial center and tourist destination. There is something there for everyone to do and explore. From nice beaches, great colonial heritage sites, welcoming people, great food, nature escapes, museums storing artifacts, and an assortment of tourist activities. Colombo is a vacation destination waiting for those wanting to explore and enjoy a tropical paradise. The level of crime rate is said to be moderate. A single person's estimated monthly costs without rent are: a meal at an inexpensive restaurant will cost you a one-bedroom apartment per month in the city center would cost you roughly a one-bedroom apartment per month outside of the city center would cost you roughly. Colombo is 54% less expensive than Toronto without rent. Rent in Colombo is on average 84.5% lower than in Toronto. Number 2. Taiwan. Taiwan is definitely underrated and it's surely a hidden gem in Asia. It is less popular than in Japan, but with that, you have fewer crowds of people than you would in Japan, making it a great place if you're not one who really likes the crowd. Taiwan is ranked as the second safest country in the world behind Japan. The Taiwanese are very accommodating and always willing to help you. The expat community there is fairly large with a lot of women who are English teachers. Taiwan is known for their smelly tofu and beef noodle soup, so be sure to try it when you're down there. Apart from that, the cuisine options are enormous. From the numerous night markets to explore, selling an assortment of delicious local food, including vegetarian dishes. The best thing is the price point. You'll be able to feast on the variety of food options at a fraction of the cost you would pay in North America. From hot springs and museums to water parks and monuments, the things to do and explore in Taiwan are fantastic. If you want to explore more about Buddhism, the Buddhist monastery offers retreats for foreigners to learn more about Buddhism. The level of crime rate is said to be very low. A single person's estimated monthly costs without rent in Taiwan are as follows. A meal at an inexpensive restaurant would cost you roughly a one-bedroom apartment per month in the city center of Taiwan would cost you roughly a one-bedroom apartment per month outside of the city center of Taiwan would cost you roughly. The cost of living in Taiwan is on average 23.5% lower than in Canada. Rent in Taiwan is on average 57.6% lower than in Canada. We now come to number 1, Quito, Ecuador. Over the years, this country has been attracting the attention of many retirees and expats due to its good medical care and easy retirement visas. Located within the city of Quito, you'll find the country's administrative, governmental, and cultural institutions. Quito is Ecuador's capital, known for its well-preserved colonial center, having 16th and 17th century churches, an impressive collection of museums showcasing modern and classic art and archaeological artifacts. Quito is said to be the most beautiful city in South America. It has 12 hours of sunlight all year long due to its proximity to the equator. The sun rises at approximately 6 a.m. every morning and sets at approximately 6 p.m. every night. Quito only has a wet and dry season. October to May is the wet season, being the summertime. The crime rate is said to be high. June to September is the dry season, which is the winter time. A single person's estimated monthly costs without rent are: a meal at an inexpensive restaurant will cost you a one-bedroom apartment per month in the city center would cost you roughly a one-bedroom apartment per month outside of the city center would cost you roughly. Quito is 52% less expensive than Toronto without rent. Rent in Quito is on average 80.3% lower than in Toronto.